The Madison-Morgan Cultural Center is a non-profit, multidisciplinary institute that aims to enrich the lives of the residents and its immediate community members by showcasing high-quality programming and educational opportunities in the field of visual and performing arts, history, and numerous other humanities. The Cultural Center is located in Madison's 1895 Romanesque Revival-style public-graded school building. The Romanesque Revival style reflects the popularity of the ancient and exotic style popular at the end of the 18th century. Constructed of red brick and with slate roof, electricity, and interior finishes of heart pine and plaster, the building stands as a monument to the creative ingenuity prevalent at the turn of the century. In many rural areas, one-room schoolhouses would be in the 20th century. However, in 1895, Madison's first graded school building was built to house Madison's students grades 1 through 7. The building served as a school until 1957, until the school outgrew the facility. In the early 1960s, 3 civic-minded men organized Morgan County Foundation Incorporated with the avowed purpose of securing the building and making it available to the public. The Cultural Center brings a light into the community, reflecting how the past of Morgan County is still deep-rooted within our county and character. The city of Rutledge can accurately be described as small and special. Surrounded by cotton fields, the historic district of Rutledge is only half block square and untouched. The city was founded in 1871 and offers visitors quaint shops, dining, and outdoor entertainment. Additionally, the city and town park areas are well known due to the creation of Hard Labor Creek and Lake Rutledge due to the Civilian Conservation Corps, also known as the CCC, as a part of President Roosevelt's New Deal economic recovery plan. The CCC men cleared land, built roads, erected dams that generated abundance of tourism, which coincides with the namesake of a national park until it was turned over to the state in 1946.
Rutledge is a crucial and very important part of our history in Morgan County.
From within the founding of Morgan County, Madison has established and maintained a public burial ground. The Madison Historic Cemeteries now includes Old Cemetery, New Cemetery, Fairview Cemetery, and Madison Memorial Cemetery. Old and new cemeteries are officially closed for interments. In 2014, abutting land for cemetery expansion was donated by the Pritchard family, offering a burial ground for the next 100 years. Old Cemetery is the remnants of John Porter's original 202.5-acre land parcel. The burial deeds date to after the raising of the Episcopal Church. The new cemetery includes 2 city acquisitions, one in 1880 from Mr. Leroy Wilson's estate and another from 1882 from the Morgan County Commissioners. The Confederate burial area is also encompassed within this cemetery. Fairview Cemetery was purchased in 1926 from S.F. Beckham, and the Madison Memorial Cemetery, which had its origins from being characters by Rosa S. Parker in 1957. The location within our town and country displays quite an expansive history through a trivial time in America's history and how crucial it is to know and acknowledge our past.
The city of Buckhead. Buckhead was one of the earliest settlements in Morgan County. its land being distributed originally in the land lottery of 1805. The 1809 Tax Digest claimed the city of Buckhead had 78 taxpayers, 76 of which were men and 2 were women. On July 26, 1823, the first post office was established, with John Langford as the first postmaster. In 1833, the Georgia Railroad was granted a charter. Buckhead was once a railroad town, having thriving businesses, and was an important stop between Augusta and Atlanta. The city of Buckhead was incorporated in 1887. Buckhead, at one time, had 4 general stores, a meat market, 2 drugstores, a cotton buyer's office, a barber shop, 3 restaurants, a hotel, a cotton gin, a livery stable, a blacksmith shop, 2 corn mills, and a sawmill. The jail, which still stands today, was built in 1910. The first school was a small building near the site of the present Methodist Church. A new school was built, the gymnasium still standing, and was used up until 1968, when Morgan County schools were consolidated. Georgia Power came to Buckhead in 1937, and Southern Bell in 1956. Waterworks were installed in 1967. Buckhead was once a thriving town, but like other small towns, when the boll weevil and depression came, people moved away to find work, and the town declined. It is now a quiet country town, but people still find it a nice place to live. The Ponder House. Located at 3500 Prospect Road in Fairplay, Georgia, the Ponder House is a 2-story Greek Revival home built in the 1850s by George Ponder's father, John H. Ponder. It features a white exterior, 4 beautiful columns, a balcony on the 2nd story, and a large front porch. George Ponder owned the home and most of the land between Fairplay and Rutledge, Georgia. The Ponders were among the wealthiest landowners in Morgan County at the time. Mr. Ponder and his wife Sarah Ann Ponder had 16 children, all of whom died before the age of 10. Mr. and Mrs. Ponder and all of their children were buried in the cemetery at the back of the property. The cemetery featured 2 large headstones dedicated to Mr. and Mrs. Ponder. The home was given to George Ponder's nephew, Ernest C. Ponder. The estate remained the economic center of the community for decades. The home was converted from a plantation to sharecropping after the Civil War. The Ponder house stayed in the Ponder family for years and decades after, but was eventually sold out. To this day, the home still stands beautiful and tall.
The Madison Presbyterian Church. On the corner of South Main and Johnson Street, the Madison Presbyterian Church was dedicated on May 28, 1842. Before the church building was established, for 21 years, local Presbyterians met in the courthouse and at different schools in town for worship. They were given an acre of land in 1825 by the inferior court of Morgan County, but they did not build on it, choosing to wait and gain numbers and financial stability. The Madison Presbyterian Church was built by a skilled architect and mason named Daniel Killian. He and the church members decided on the Greek Revival style, which was popular at the time. The building features an all-white exterior, beautiful tall windows that allow natural sunlight, and beautiful wooden floors. The first educational building was built in 1954. It was quickly outgrown and additional rooms were added. All construction was completed in 1997. Ellen Axion, daughter of the pastor of the church in 1866, was the first wife of President Woodrow Wilson. Today, the church is 178 years old and features the original pews and Tiffany-stained glass windows. The Madison Presbyterian Church. On the corner of South Main and Johnson Street, the Madison Presbyterian Church was
Downtown Madison is punctuated by a central town square and anchored by historic government facilities such as City Hall, the Morgan County Courthouse, and the United States Post Office. Madison was incorporated in 1809 and was named in honor of the United States President James Madison, who negotiated a treaty with nearby Creek Indians. In the original town plan, the town square was also used to establish the early city limits. Many of the town's original settlers had received land grants in the region as compensation for their service during the American Revolution. The early settlers planned their town with a geometric regularity that reflected their English background. The town prospered during the first half of the 19th century as a result of the cotton boom, and large plantations soon covered the surrounding landscape. There have been a total of 3 Morgan County courthouses. The first courthouse was built in the center of the town square until 1844, when a nighttime fire destroyed it. A new county courthouse was built, this time of brick, and was in use until the present courthouse was built in 1905. The former courthouse on the square was still used for city offices until in 1916 it was destroyed by fire as well. While many believe that Sherman spared the town because it was too beautiful to burn during his march to the sea, the truth is that Madison was home to pro-Union Congressman Joshua Hill. Madison's wonderful and unique history is a large part of the reason why so many people fight to maintain the beauty of the town.
The Bostwick Cotton Gin. Bostwick is a very small town located in the northern part of Morgan County, and one of its many historical sites is the cotton gin. This machine is used to remove the seeds from cotton and also compress the cotton into bales for shipping and storage. The cotton gin was built by John Bostwick in the 1800s, and it served the cotton economy in this area. At the beginning of the 20th century, cotton was a staple crop all over the South. In Bostwick, you could see the cotton fields sprawling for acres. The cotton gin was where locals would come to have their cotton readied for market. During World War I, the boll weevils destroyed the cotton crop, reversing Bostwick's fortunes. John Bostwick, like many other cotton farmers, was overextended and forced to sell off parts of his commercial holdings. Unlike many of the other cotton gins in Georgia, the Bostwick gin still runs. However, the cotton gin only runs once a year during the harvest season, which is also when they have the Cotton Gin Festival. People come from all over to see the Cotton Gin run, and it is a really big event for the people of Morgan County. All of the proceeds from the Cotton Gin Festival go towards the upkeep of the town and its sites.
Located at 1051 Meadow Lane, the 100-acre farm is a beautiful gem of Morgan County that many admire and enjoy. The farm is primarily a bed and breakfast with the capacity to host 28 guests. They are currently working on a 6-person hillside cottage, which will increase this number to 34. They also host various groups throughout the year and are a very popular location for weddings. In the bed and breakfast, they pride themselves in their ability to provide guests with food straight from the land of the 100-acre farm. The current owners purchased the land in 1990, when there were only 2 animal barns, and have expanded and grown the area ever since. Another gem of the farm is the historic Sugar Creek Church that has been moved to the property. The church was purchased for only $10 by the current owners, but on top of this cost was the price of moving the building 3/4 of a mile down the road, which was $60,000, and the rehabilitation of the building, which was $200,000. As it was broken down and in desperate need of fixing to survive. It is now being used to hold weddings, conferences, and church retreats.